All right, everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to be doing a really cute card. This is a brand new set from Simon Hurley that Spellbinders did send over to me to create with so I can inspire you. So we are going to have fun making, I think we're going to do a little girl, and all of these little pieces are to create a boy or a girl with a variety of clothes that you can do, but also you're going to create a little kite. So I'm going to grab the pieces that I want to use. So this is elements of the kite. Then we have one body template, if you will. This looks like hair for the girls, or there's hair for boys, which is so cute. Let's do the face. And then it looks like there's some bow tie elements. We're going to need all of these elements for the actual kite. So this is going to be the base of our kite, and then we can have fun with color by bringing in some of these pieces. And then because I'm doing a little girl, I think I'm going to do a little dress, but there is a shirt and short combo here. There's also one of those little spinner hats, which is so cute. And what else am I missing? I'm not sure what these are. Are these shoes? These might be shoes that we're gonna need. So let's grab those. And this looks to be a scarf, I think so. And then we have lots of other little fun things that you can use. So I'm going to set this to the side. And what I'm going to do next is pull some cardstock and decide on a color palette that I want to use, and then we'll have some fun with this. Okay, it has some colors pulled here, but I'm not certain that they are going to be the final colors that I'm going to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the colors that I know are for certain. So I like to use this Nectar color by Concord and Ninth. I like to use that for skin color. It's a really good option, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And today is a day that I'm going to turn over my plate. Let's see if we can use the other side of this for a bit. Okay, so I think I can use this small piece for the face, and I might bring some Copics in to do, oh, okay, we have some openings here. Well, let's get the face cut out, then I can decide what we want to do here. So we've got a face, and then we have the body. Let's do those two. One of my favorite things about doing something like this is just getting the known things done first and then putting the dies away, and all of a sudden this starts to all disappear, and oh, it just makes it so much more manageable. So just start with what you know and then make those creative decisions as they come. Ooh, that feels good on the other side. I haven't flipped this plate yet, and today is the day. Okay, so now we have a smiley face on our plate. Okay, I just kind of let my dies fall and bounce, and then the paper usually pops out. Usually. Okay, and then I can just start collecting these right back over on my magnetic sheet to keep it all organized. Okay, so we've got a body and a face, and then we can put cardstock behind there to do eyes and things like that. That would be really neat. Okay, then what I want to do is I'm thinking about this watermelon color for the dress. I think that would be super cute. So let's go ahead and do that. And I will just continue figuring out my color choices and cutting things out. Okay, and then the last piece I'm going to use is this craft cardstock. I think it's called Wheat, and I'll link all of my cardstock down below, but I'm gonna do some brown hair. Now, I need to experiment with what I wanna do for the eyes. I don't know why I struggle with the eyes when paper piecing like this. I'm gonna do the little ponytail one. I think that would be so cute. So let's do that. Now, is one of these supposed to be like a hair tie, I wonder? I don't know, but it would be kind of cute if we pretended it was. What color could I do that out of? I could do it out of the, well, I could do it out of the turquoise to bring that back in. Let's do that. And if that's not what it's intended for, which I'm not sure because there's two of them, I am going to fake it and pretend like it is. Okay, that's the fun in crafting. You just kind of pretend. We'll see if it works. I just want some type of little ponytail elastic. You know what? I don't know what that is, but I'm using it as a little ponytail. We're gonna do it. Okay, so I am going to now figure out the eyes. Okay, so if I did white behind, but if I did blue behind, I could use a Copic to kind of color, let's see. I wonder if I could use a Copic just to kind of put a dot in there. I don't know if I could be that precise. Let's try. If I mess it up, I can always do it again. But let's see what that would look like. Okay, so I'm going to grab just a little bit of glue for the back here. And I'm going to just use a Copic for the cheeks, but I'll add a little bit of glue. I have this turned over, so I'm going to do it on the back of my die cut. Just like that. Doesn't have to be anything super fancy because we are going to further put this on our card. Okay, so there is the eyes. Okay, it looks a little scary there, but what if we did, I'm trying to think if this would be, I'm gonna practice. Okay, what if I added some eyes like that? I very much don't like that, so I think I'm just gonna do some brown eyes or something like that. So let me peel this off. It was worth trying. It was worth trying, but we'll just put some probably black cardstock behind there and it'll be just fine. Okay, I have some gray. Yeah, we'll just do something like that. Okay, so make this nice and small once again. And we'll put it on the back side. And then the mouth could actually be pink or something like that. That would work. Okay, so there's our little eyes. And kind of looks like a little cartoon. And let me see, I'm just going to hold this up to the dress to see if I like, oh, I do like the watermelon as the mouth color. So I'll just do a tiny little bit of that to put right on the back side for the mouth. Okay, and the best thing about this is you can do whatever you want. It's your creative decision. So if you want to do something super detailed, you can. You can make card making as easy or difficult that you want. That looks good. Okay, so there is our little face. I like it. Okay, now let's get her coming to life here. Let's put her dress on. Maybe that'll help. And I'm gonna grab tweezers just to help me place all of this. And I think what we're going to do is maybe add some white gel pen to the dress. Could maybe put some polka dots or stripes. I'm thinking polka dots would be cute. Okay, put her little dress on. There we go. Just position that on her little shoulders there. Okay, now we'll do the head. And I always feel that when paper piecing together and doing things like this that are like a little human. Actually, I'm gonna do her hair first. The more you do it, the more it comes to life. So it's always so fun. I'm gonna do just a little bit around the crown of the head, and then we can position this. I'm doing the hair real quick because I want to see how I want to tilt the head. And it'll be easier to make that decision when I have the whole thing there with the hair and everything. Oh, I like that. Okay, and then, because I mean, everything looks so different, right? I think that looks good. Just like, I do want her to have a neck, so I'm trying not to go too far down. Let's do that. Oh, she's cute. She's so cute. Okay, now we have all of our pieces for our kite, but I want to do her little shoes and her pretend hair tie. I'm going to have her wearing just some little white tennies because I think that is the cutest ever. And the last one over here. Now, a little wax tipped wand is going to be essential. I wouldn't say you have to have it, but if you want to stay happy while you're crafting, it does help. Okay, and then what I want to do is I cut out some white because I think I'm going to do a white and kind of turquoise little kite. Okay, that's not the right one. Hold on. Goes the other way. Okay, so I'll do that. I think that would be nice and kind of nautical. So let's bring this little kite over here. This long triangle is going to go down here. I'm gonna pinch it into position. Whoops, hold on. There we go. All right, and then I will just finish this little kite right on up. And that is way too cute. I love it. Okay. And there were extra cute embellishments. So if you wanted to add something to the kite, maybe like a heart or a star, that would be so super cute. It would be kind of pretty to do maybe a gold, maybe a gold heart would be super cute in the middle. We'll have to, I'm going to set it here so that I don't forget. Okay, now I'm going to try this little guy and see if I can do something here. Now, when you have something that tiny, can you even see it? When you have something that tiny, what I do is just add the glue and then I just dab it off with my finger so that it doesn't come seeping out the edges. And then I am going to pretend that is a little hair tie. And did I do that upside down? I think I did. Hold on. Or at least, I don't know if there's any rules, but I think it will look better the other way. So let me redo that real quick. Luckily I got that right before it dried. Again, add and dab, and then place. Oh, I like that. I think it's cute. Okay, it adds a little something. Okay, so let's add our kite. So I'm gonna do something like that. That's so cute. And then I do think I'll add, should I add something to the little kite? I don't know. I like to keep it simple. Okay, so now I need to think about my background, and I also can get creative with her dress. So I think a little polka dotted dress would be so cute. So I'm gonna bring in this little jelly roll pen, and this is size 10. I'll grab a little scrap, just kind of test it there. And I'm just gonna do some teeny tiny little dots all over her dress. Okay, sorry, you can't really see as I'm doing it because I have my head in the way, but just keeping it kind of organic looking, but knowing me, it will be very methodical in placement. My brain just, that's how my brain does it. Okay, maybe one here, and maybe, oops, I'm just gonna hold her right there, maybe one right there. Okay, I'm gonna stop before it gets too much, but I think that's so cute. All right, now let's do our backdrop. And I want to do I think kind of a powder blue backdrop to look like a sky. I think that would be so pretty. So let me grab my supplies for that. Okay, so I'm going to use this color powder for my ink blending. And let me grab my A2 panel, and I'm going to trim this down just a little bit. So let's go ahead and do, I'm gonna do 4 by 5 1/4. And that'll give us a nice tiny 1/8 inch margin around our card. And this will be a standard A2 card. And I'm going to use some new stencils that I have, a mask stencil, and this will help me frame out that middle part so I can do some ink blending. Okay, I think that looks centered. So tape that down. Okay, now we have our little mask there. Okay, I have this color powder, like I said. I'm going to tap off a little bit and I'll just start blending. Okay, kind of create a little sky backdrop here. And if we want it to look, you know, kind of uneven with this color and with this idea, it could kind of make it look like clouds. You know how it's kind of a wispy cloud. So if you want to get creative with that, that's really cool too. So I may allow that imperfection in, you know, smoothness to kind of play into the look that I'm going for. Okay, because it could just be nice and like a nice sky. Okay, so I'm gonna let that imperfectly sit like that. I think that'll be fun. Okay, put this away. We can remove our stencil and there we go. Isn't that neat? Okay, it does look like a fun little cloudy sky. Now I have my little elements here, which would be so cute. And this piece, I believe, needs to go in front so we can see the string. So that's cute. All right, I love this. And I like the idea also of her kind of tilted that way. Almost like the kite is just carrying her away. Ah, I love that. Okay, so what I actually might do, is her dress dry? I think it is. What I actually might do is take a piece of tape. Oh, and I need to bring in a Copic marker because I'm gonna add marker for her cheeks. And let's ensure this is dry. Okay, I am going to kind of find how I like this and just go like this. That way I can turn this over in a little bit and add the adhesive to the back and just know it's all gonna stay put. Okay, so we'll put her to the side. I need to think if I want to do a sentiment or not. Okay, I have this set from when I was doing Stamp of the Month. This was one of their sets from April. I love this little Hello You because it's so fine and dainty, and that is exactly what this card needs. It's just something teeny tiny. So I'm gonna position this where I'm thinking this will go, and I wanna see how that would look. Just being so simple, maybe in this area there. So actually I can just do something like that. Oh, I think I'm gonna like that. Hello, you. Yep, let's do it. So this is where I want all of that. I'm just gonna kind of stick that down just to have that stay put for a moment. And we're just gonna put all of this into the MISTI as is and get that stamp placed down. All right, so put this little cutie in here. Wipe this down a little bit, got a little inky. Make sure it's nice and dry. Okay, and hello you. I really lately have very much enjoyed really tiny sentiments. I just think they're so fun. Let's make sure this is all straight. Whoop, that certainly did not work. Okay, let's see. Nudge it up maybe a little bit. Okay, that looks good. And I'll use the lines on the MISTI just to confirm that that's straight. And then I'm going to use a nice black ink. Okay. And this is so fine and dainty as well, so it'll just be perfect for this card. I love it. Okay, I'm going to double that up. And there we go. Love that so much. So much. I got a tiny little mark from my ink, and so I am going to grab a little mono sand eraser and just kind of sand that out of my paper. And I don't know that I'll get all of it, but I can at least, oh no, I got it. I can dampen it. Yeah, okay, got that off. Happens. Okay, let's put this on a card base. As shocked as probably you and I both are, I am going to opt for a powder blue card base. This is the same color as my inked background, the coordinating color, so I think that that will just look so pretty. So I'm gonna do that. This is sized at 11 by 4 1/4, and I want this to be a top folding A2 card, so I will go ahead and score it at 5 1/2, just like that. Press that down. Perfect. And I'll set that to the side for a moment. I'm going to flip over my card panel gently because I just have those tacked down with some tape. And we'll get those secured in just a moment. But I am going to add a little pop of dimension on the back just with some simple foam tape just to give it a little boost. Okay. I can open this right on up. Secure this down, and I like to use some pokey tool of any kind really. Mine is a weeding tool that has been bent, which is actually very helpful because it helps to grab the little liners. So it's repurposed into something super purposeful. Okay, let's turn this over and place this down. Okay, that looks great. Now I can gently bring up this set here without ripping my paper. Okay, I'm going to turn this over and we're going to add, oh, look how crazy that looks on the back. We're going to add some foam adhesive to the back here. So I have a variety of large and small that we can use. The string is going to be what it is. There's just no way that we're going to do anything on the back there, but that'll be nice. It can kind of just be flowing loosely. I will trim down some of these smaller ones. Oops. And we can add them to the arms just so those don't sag. I want those to all stay really nice. So I think if I do thirds for the arm, that looks good. Just want to make sure you support your die cut so that it doesn't bend and bow. Okay, and then I'll do another little third here. Now, these would make such cute birthday cards. You could personalize them to look like who whomever's birthday it is, which is so fun. And I just think it's a really cute idea. Now, my sentiment is not necessarily birthday too, so I love that this die set is fun for really any occasion. It's what you want it to be, for sure. Okay, now I can remove all of these little backers as well. And we'll put this on the card. Okay, let's see if I can get my fingers unstuck. And gently turn this over and reposition that. I love how the oh my goodness, my fingers are stuck there. Hold on. I have to grab some tweezers to remove my fingers from the situation. This is proving to be very sticky, but we will. I think I had it something like this. We'll get it placed just right. Okay. There we go. And then I can gently remove the tape. And I had one little foam tape that came off from behind the arm, so I'm just going to build that right back on up behind here. Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh, that looks so cute. And then I will add just a little bit of glue here and press that down. And again, this is just going to be a free-flowing string there, which I think is really nice because it looks very organic and fun. Okay, let's top this off with some sequins. And I think that we have some opportunity to have fun here with some sequins. So let me see how I like this. I think this could be really fun. You could also opt for a gold disc. You could see which each one would look like. Oh, the gold disc looks really neat. I think I'll do that. Okay, both are very fun. You really can't go wrong. But I like that gold disc. That's why I always sometimes you just have to sprinkle it on there and see which sticks visually. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'm going to add, let's see, let's grab some smaller ones. You know, I don't know if I'm liking the gold. I'm gonna have to put that away. I think I might pull out that other one again, or even a dewdrop. I think it needs to be softer and almost like wispier because it's in the cloudy area. So even this would be softer. And it's almost a little bit more playful. Yeah, I do like that. I think that's the better choice. So I will do something like this. Yeah, I like that. That's fun. And I think it matches the tone of the card a little bit more. It's definitely more of almost a child card, right? Could be for whatever. Certainly whatever. But I kind of like the playfulness of this holographic sequins. And it's soft and wispy like the sky would be. The gold was pretty. It just was a little too hard, I think, for the tone of the card, which happens sometimes. Sometimes it just doesn't flow. And then it's amazing when you try something completely different and it works out. So I like how that looks. Okay, I almost forgot. I got to do the cheeks. So they have little indentations that you can see that are pressed into, let me see if I can show you. You see how there you go, kind of embossed right in there. So I'm just gonna place those cheeks right there. All right, there is the final card. I think it turned out fun. I love the glitter of that sequins in the end, and I just think it's so playful, and I think that how she is kind of flowing down the card is really fun and whimsical as well. So everything that I used to put this together will be linked down below. All you have to do is click the title of the video and a box will open up. We are currently exactly at 50 minutes. So cards like this do tend to take a little bit of time, but that also included pulling all of the supplies and trying different colors out. So that was real time from start to finish with all of the decisions. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this and I'll see you next time.